Thank you for joining me today. Thanks for taking time and making it a date with me. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to everyone that has left positive comments, positive feedback. Thank you so much. Your feedback has been very useful. Thanks for sharing. Yes, thanks for posting this on your pages. Thanks for sharing. They've been very, very useful and valuable to other people. So please keep that going on. Yeah. Today, we are going to have someone who is a leader. She's a project manager. She's worked in different sectors within the United Kingdom. She's worked as a project manager. She's worked within the finance, within the aviation. Yes, she's actually been a bank manager. Yes, so she has lots of tips for us today. She's going to talk us through surviving trying times with a winning attitude. And yeah, can we have a Lucy Canabe? Hello, Lucy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Bola. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I just did a little bit of introduction about you, and we are all excited to hear from you today. So please, can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay, so my name is Lucy Canabe, Lucy Tawa Canabe. I'm married. I've got two really lovely, energetic, they honestly keep you on my toes, kids,
Yes.
6 and 5. I currently work in a project management capacity, and I work with a utilities company at the moment.
Okay.
I've been in the project management environment for about, I would say, 4 or 5 years, where I've worked in different industries. And obviously there's still a lot more, to benefit from it. And I really enjoy what I do because I finally found something that kind of fits in with my personal characteristics and, personality. It's always hard. So when I go into work, I really enjoy it.
Oh,
it's not really like a job.
Yeah, it's key that you enjoy whatever you do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing those tips. So today, I'll just give you a brief overview. Now, I use myself as an example. Sometimes in life, you put in so much effort in doing certain things, and you have a goal, you have a plan, you see, but at some point in your life, you're faced with oppositions, you're faced with challenges, and things are not actually working the way you plan, you see. We have to survive these trying times, and we have to keep positive attitude. A lot of people, trust me, are having to go through this, especially even at this period. It could be in your marriage, it could be in your career. You've tried so much effort to put things in place, but they don't seem to work, which is sad. So based on your experience, how do people survive trying times?
Well, I would say,
yes.
Yeah, so I think you mentioned something that was quite key, which is trying to be positive.
Yeah.
To be honest, Bola, and being honest, realistic, that is a very hard thing to do. And I wouldn't say, yes, you can wake up tomorrow morning and obviously, it's a natural instinct to just be extremely positive. I think it takes, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. It's your support, really. I would say your support. And it doesn't have to be 10, 20 people. It could just be one person who pretty much lights your fire, because when times are down and you have to keep pushing on, you can't do it on your own. No matter how positive you are, you always need your family or your friend, anyone that you completely trust to be able to push you along. So I would say, first of all, being positive, but being positive is not enough because you can't do it alone. You have to have really good and strong support around you.
Yeah. And to be honest, that actually, I would want to share one story of at some point in my during my PhD, I think at the beginning of my second year, and then having put in, because I was self-funded and it was just my husband supporting me, and of course I don't know, I think you're aware of that time, isn't it? So my supervisor at the time wanted me to do something and I didn't want to do it. I put in so much effort into what I wanted to do, but she wanted me to carry on doing what she wanted, and I didn't want to do something, just like you said, that I wouldn't enjoy. I wanted to do something that I would enjoy, and then she kicked up a bit against me, and that's where the opposition comes in. and then she called in this meeting, and she called in this professor and then other, and I thought it was just a casual meeting. And then at the meeting, she said, oh, I wasn't going to be a good student. I was going good as a software developer, and I needed to quit the PhD. At that point, she was an opposition. But then I had support, okay? Now, the support at this time, just taking it back to what you have said, what you said is, the other people somehow knew that she was trying to oppose me and she was trying to stand as an obstacle. And then those people became a support for me because they felt she was an hindrance. And I really agree with you that you need support. Although if I had remained positive and I didn't have support, then maybe my efforts wouldn't be fruitful. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think you made a valid point there, because when you say support is in terms of other people kind of, it's not a case of them, in some cases, it's them actually talking to you and saying, oh, you can do this, you can, push on. But in other cases, it's a case of people fighting your battles for
you. Yes.
Which I've found really, really works. I'll give you an example. I don't know, I've just been kind of lucky in different places where I've worked, as we are, as human beings, like you find yourself, and I'm sure like yourself, in your situation, you are unique in your environment,
yes.
If you understand what I mean.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So you're very unique in your environment. So that in itself is an opposition you have to fight every single day.
Yeah.
But what I found is I always kind of go into an environment knowing that I'm unique, right? Having that positive attitude that, well, I can do it all. But again, finding an influencer in your environment, right? And that's very important, because when it comes to what you just said in terms of fighting your battles for you, if you are nicely aligned, now we're not saying you need to suck up to people. Obviously, it has to be a symbiotic relationship. For you to be able to kind of align to an influencer, it means you're doing something right.
Yes.
Right? So again, it's not just, it's not a given. It's something that you have to fight for. It's something that you have to kind of get, But that, well, you find out that once you kind of align yourself to an influencer and just step back, you find out that when oppositions come, people will always fight your battles for you. And I found myself in that particular situation a lot of times.
Yes.
And I know that the one thing that has always helped me is because I knew an influencer and I was kind of like aligned with an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked in the bank, one of my local directors said to me, Lucy, you only need one person to say yes to you. And that's all you need. You only need the right person to say yes to you. And he said it very casually, but that thing kind of stuck. I was like, oh my God, because you might run around, in circles trying to get people on your side, but
yes.
all you need to find is just that one person who fight and fight about the story.
Yes, and which is actually true. Back to what I said. This in that meeting that day, that when my supervisor she just wanted me to quit the PhD at that time. I had put in so much effort. I'd spent money, and then you want them to exclude me just like that. But that professor stood for me, and then he said, okay, he took me out and had a brief. He said, what has happened? I said, well, I didn't even know this was what the meeting was about. I thought it was a casual meeting, And then he said, I'll give you 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks to try and prove to me that you have done all this work, And then see me every two other day or every other day to have a meeting with me. And then, to be honest, he fought with me all through. He fought for me all through. When I mean with me, I saw him every week till the end of my PhD, apart from the period where I was pregnant. And yeah, so it's just you need to actually find that person that will stand for you. And that the fact that you have a mindset that this person is there would push your positive attitude through, because you are confident that there's someone that will support you.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, in order to be able to gain, to be visible in front of an influencer, for we're human beings, if you put in 110% in everything that you do, and always have the right attitude, always be good and kind to others. I believe in that a lot. You carry on doing what you're doing, but you do it without any malice or any evil basically in your heart. There is a way that even if you haven't one day spoken to an influencer, what you find is you just be drawn to that person. You just be drawn to that person. And what you find is that person would always just, from a distance, would probably have been looking at you. And then when it's time for that person to actually become relevant and important in your life, the person just creeps up, and then
Think
pushing
of what
forward.
you're saying is, in the case where you cannot find that influencer straight away, you try, and to be honest, it's the rule of life, be good and kind to everyone, because you never can tell where that person is. That person could be watching, so you might have not identified that person, but try and put in your best. Do not look at what other people do. Focus, be good and kind.
You know what? You just made a valid. There's something I say to my husband every day, and again, it talks about having a winning attitude, right?
Yeah.
I always say to my husband, I never ever benchmark myself against anybody. Okay,
That's actually a good one. Yeah.
I never do that because I believe, one, you have to believe strongly in who you are as
Yes.
a person, and to be honest, finding who you are, it's not an easy task to do. You have to search deep
Tell me
to
about.
do that.
Yes. Tell me
And
about.
then, but when you establish who you are, you just start to realize that, what, nothing else matters. At the end of the day, you don't benchmark yourself against anyone. You do what you do, and you find out that the stars just kind of align. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't know. It's weird, to think about it. The stars just kind of align, and things just start to fall in place, for you. But the thing is, the one challenge that most people have is trying to be somebody else, or
Yeah.
trying to say,
Yeah. And
yeah, or
a lot of
trying to.
people face that. A lot of people struggle with that in trying to, especially in this day and time where we have the social media, you know, we forget trying to be ourselves, and we always try to be like other people and compare ourselves with other people, forgetting that we are unique and there's something unique about you that you need to flaunt.
Exactly. And when you understand that, honestly, winning for you comes naturally.
Mm.
Do
Because
you
you,
understand what I'm trying to say?
yeah, because you are in your comfort zone, you are you, everything comes natural. It's not
Everything
what
you
you.
are, yeah, you are fully harnessing your strengths. You are aware of your weaknesses as
Yeah.
well. So you know how to kind of channel those weaknesses and channel them into strengths, but you can't do that if you don't accept who you are and then use that and use that to develop a winning attitude and just push yourself forward,
Yeah, so
you know?
yeah, just for everyone, just you need to first also accept who you are and stop, like I'll use your word, benchmarking yourself against any other person. Yes, yes, absolutely.
No.
I agree with you. So I would like you to share at what point in your life, I don't know if you're happy to share, or have you been faced with times where you feel, oh, I have tried, and you have kept a positive attitude, although it seemed really dark, you had opposition, and you kept a positive attitude, and how did you scale through?
Well, okay. So this is going deep now, Bola. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't really want to go into too much detail, but I would say a couple of years ago, myself and my family went through a really trying time. Um, it went through, and it was at the time where I changed careers,
Okay.
and everything kind of just changed for me. I was I had a job, everything was perfect. My line managers were talking about how, you are going to be, we are looking at you for, like, because I was a bank manager at the time, and they were talking about how I was going to be progressing, how I was going to go bigger. And then something just happened, something changed, and I had to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
So,
which is what I'm saying, that people would face that. You can't control it, but you can control how you manage whatever has happened. And that's what I'm interested in. Because I know you, and from my experience, my knowledge of you, I really want you to hit her, because I know that looking at you, you've managed things like that. So if you just pinpoint or scrape on how you managed that situation.
okay, so I think the first step is first of all accepting the situation, right? So there's not a lot you can do about the situation, because in accepting the situation, it gives you clarity to actually start to figure out your next steps. Now, I couldn't do it on my own, and this is where till tomorrow I talk about my sisters, because I have two sisters, we're a family of three, and my mom. And then I've got my husband. My sisters are like my foundation, and I always go to them, for advice. Yeah. Now, prior to this happening, and I'll say prior to this happening, another good characteristic for people to have a winning attitude and push through tough times, always listen. You see, one of the challenges is that people don't listen. Before this happened, I was having a conversation with my sister, and I kept saying to her, oh my God, I really want to go into project management. When you have, and this is what I was saying, that your family lights your fire. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I was having a conversation with my sister, random. I just had my son then, a couple of months in, and I was like, God, I really want to go into project management. I've done some bits in the bank, I find it interesting, it suits my personal characteristics. And she was like, you know what, Liz, just go and do the Prince 2 exams. I was like, oh my God, I just had my son, I can't really do this, And she was like, no, you can figure it out, just do it. I went, did the exams, passed it. A couple of months down the line, this happened, right? So I think one was, thank God for her, and that's why it's quite important to have people who are positive, who bring a lot of positivity into your life, and people who light your fire. Yes. So thank God for her inkling, and I'm sure she didn't even realize when she was saying it to me, oh, just go and do it. And then when it happened, I was like, okay, fine, it's happened now, let's be clear, stop beating yourself about it, stop being in denial, this is where you are now, how do you move on, And I started putting all the pieces together. I've always wanted to do project management, I have my exams, Now I'm going into an environment that I would say I had a little bit of experience in. Yeah, so getting that clarity, allowing me kind of itemizing the things I wanted to do, speaking again to my family and my husband, because I couldn't do it alone. It was going to be a mammoth task because it required me to really be involved in everything I wanted to do, a lot of learning, a lot of traveling, just to be able to get through. This for like 2 or 3 years, we were on that. And my husband was amazing, to be honest with you, because we have 2 young kids, like I said, very energetic kid, love them to bits. Will not change them for everything.
My LLK, the Miss World.
On my toes, you understand? So it was all about him providing that support, me now really trying to figure out how to move from here and just taking opportunities. Not saying, oh, I can't do this, or when you hit a stumbling block, not saying, oh, I'm backing away. I always just say next.
Yeah, so you take it one step after the other.
One step at a time.
Yeah, so
but you also have to know those steps, so you have to know the steps, because I think that's quite key. You kind of set an objective, a goal for yourself, and you say, right, okay, so these are the steps I have to take, and then you keep going, and you find that at some point you hit blocks. But if you focus on the goal, you always focus on the goal, have a positive attitude, go into it knowing that it's not going to be smooth, nothing easy ever comes. Yeah, nothing good ever comes easy, sorry. So go into it knowing already that you're going to have some challenges, and then try gradually figure out your way around it. And I won't lie to you, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. Wow. It was hard, very hard at the time, but I think we're at a place now where we can kind of breathe a little bit. Do you understand? And be like, okay. But as part of that journey as well, Bola, there was a lot of growth.
And then, I would relate that to something somebody said at the time when I was going through this trial. My supervisor wanted me to leave, and it was a she. She said, for a plant to grow, it needs debt, and that debt is fertilizer because it needs it to be able to grow, to be fruitful. So you needed to face all these challenges to be able to learn on how to be fruitful, and yet. So I just said that, that's by the way. I will go back to what you said. You said at some point you accepted that was the situation. So you didn't sit down and start biting yourself or being remorseful or looking for pity. No, you picked up the pieces and said, okay, this is what it is, evaluated it, and you started drawing a plan that will help you take one step at a time to your final destination, or to achieving what, Yeah, but going back to you saying you need an influencer, in this journey, did you have an influencer? Did you have somebody that was sort of a guide that helped you, or you just did it out of your own passion, or just the support of your family, or yeah?
I would say I would say a bit of both, right? Because I needed someone to when I wake up in the morning to say, don't worry, Luce, everything's gonna be okay. For me to even leave my house in the first place, right? So that was my family. Do you understand? And then going into the workplace, I always had, in the last couple of years, it's funny, I've always had one person, right, who has always kind of waved that flag. So I go in there already knowing that, okay, this is it. I'm going to be unique in this situation. I always am. In every situation I find myself. And I know that, okay, fine, I have a goal, but in order to get to that goal, it takes work, right? So I get in there, put my head down, learn as much as I can, but at the same time, build relationships. Wow. And then I also get that, and that's how I get, kind of linked to an influencer. And it's not that me and the influencer is chummy every day, that kind of thing. It's the case of someone in the background who kind of pulls me in to say, Lucy, maybe you need to take a step back, that sort of, And then it's still that same person. When I want to move on to something else, that person again is waving the flag. It's, oh, well done. There is no resentment like, oh, you're leaving. It's more a case of like, I'm really proud of you. I'll give you a recommendation, whatever you need for you to get to the next level. Yeah. So yeah, I would say family, and then also someone in the work.
I absolutely agree with you, because currently at I have my PhD supervisor, who is currently my colleague as well, and I'm all passionate, and and she's always there to say, okay, Bola, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this right. Sometimes she's just in the background watching, and she's there to say, okay, this is what you have done, you could have done this right, and I also have a mentor. So for everyone watching, at some point, you might not just, right, we've said it before, you might not know that person. Be kind to others. That person will be watching you, and the moment you identify who that person is, try to build a good relationship with the person, like Tawa has said. And yes, of course, the person will be there to watch you. Now, in the case where Tawa said, Lucy Tawa. It's fine, yeah. She said that she needed somebody to say in the morning to motivate her to do that, to say keep going. Yeah, but at some point in my life, I have my husband doing that as well for me, and my family as well. But there are sometimes when I go into the mirror and I say, hey, girl, it's just two of us here. You need to actually, no one is going to help us. Although I know that I have a family, I have a husband, but I go to the mirror and I say, come, it's just two of us here. You are going to be the head. You are not going to be the tail. It is really dirty now. You cannot go back. There's no going back. So I want everyone else to have that attitude, because at some point you need to speak to yourself in the mirror to say, this is what it is. I need to be positive about it. I need these challenges. I need this opposition. I need this adversity or whatever it is to be able to get to where I am going to. And just before I let you go, Tawa, what will be the last point or last tip you would give people as a takeaway to keep a positive attitude when they're going through trying times?
Oh, you've put me on the spot there. Maybe I should have thought that one through if I came on the call. Okay, so let me think about this for a second. So what what would I tell people that are going through challenging? I would say tough times don't last,
Yeah,
but tough people do.
of course, I agree with you. And there's always, just to back that up, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know, when I started my PhD, it was like, of course you're aware, and there are times where I've met with you and I have been ranting and ranting, you know, and you know,
Well, we've been on this journey since God knows when.
of course, yeah. I remember one day when I was where you dropped me just behind my house, and I was talking. I think I was facing a challenge with a job at the time, and as an international student, they didn't want us to work, and I needed the job, you know. But that's over now, shockingly.
I
And
know. And
apparently, that manager, I am her colleague at the moment, a senior colleague, by the way. So you see,
tough times don't last. Tough people do.
of course, yes. And thanks for your support. Thanks for your support to you and your lovely hubby and LLK and my baby boy. Thank you all for supporting me. And thanks for taking time to join us today. Thanks for sharing those tips. We really appreciate it. And yeah, and we hope to see more of you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bola, for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
And you too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye. Tower for sharing those tips with us. So overall, you have power. You don't have power over what happens to you, but you definitely have power over how you manage it. You have power over the situation. Beforehand, you might not have, there's not, there possibly be nothing you can do about it. But after it happens, you need to accept, because you do not have power over it happening, but you have power to handle it afterwards. So stop quitting, stop giving up, stop getting frustrated, keep up the positive attitude, stay focused. And just like I said, you need the depth, you need those trying times, because the depth, a plant actually needs depth to grow, like I said earlier. So you need those things to make you grow, to help you stay strong, for you to learn from, like Tawa said, she learned from them. So you need those things to help you learn and grow. And yes, I hope after today, you all are going to keep a positive attitude, although you're facing trials, although you're facing opposition, but you would keep a positive attitude and believe in yourself. Believe that you are unique, believe that you're different, and believe that you're going to be a solution provider and a blessing to this generation. If you have found this very useful, please do not forget to share it, because some person out there will need it. And yes, if you want us to discuss any other topic, please send us an email. Send emails with all your questions. I've been getting lots of topics anyway, but if you still have questions that you know that we haven't addressed, or questions that have remained unanswered, please do not forget to send them in. You can send me a personal message. I'll be happy to reply. It could be on Facebook or on the email on the screen. Okay. Do not forget to subscribe, because yes, I've had people say, oh, I forgot, you know. Do not forget to subscribe. You would definitely get updates, because we have updates regularly on when it's going to be aired. So do not forget to subscribe. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Do not forget to subscribe. Follow us on these different platforms. And yeah, thank you for taking time to watch today. And yes, this is Dr. Bola Adeyeye Omishade, and I'll see you next week.